This 4th of July weekend, Homeland Security is deploying a special federal unit trained in crowd and riot control to protect monuments, statues nationwide as they expect an increase in vandalism.
Acting DHS Secretary Chad Wolf joins us now with all the details. Good morning to you.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. So, Mr. Secretary, why are you doing this? Have you gotten some potential threats?
No, I think what we've seen is really this lawlessness over the past 4 weeks in a variety of communities. And the president, the administration, we're taking some really strong action. So we've surged federal resources here into the D.C. area about 4 weeks ago to put down a lot of these violent protests. We've seen a number of arrests. We've seen an executive order from the president. And what the department's doing is as we go into this July 4th holiday, we want to make sure that federal properties, federal facilities, buildings, statutes, monuments that the Department of Homeland Security protects, we want to make sure that we have the personnel there and ready. So we've pre-deployed, we are pre-deploying teams to certain areas, and we'll continue to make sure that we have personnel ready to go.
The key, I think, is what you just said. You said it's federal property, because as we look at different vandalism, acts of vandalism in different municipalities, some jurisdictions decide not to prosecute. However, this president has made it very clear with the executive order that he signed earlier that if you do something bad on federal property, they're going to make a federal case out of it, and that has got to be a deterrent to people.
That's absolutely right. And what we saw is we've seen the Department of Justice arrest over about 100 some of these violent protesters and rioters and looters. We've also seen them charge 4 individuals in federal court for attempting to tear down a statue here in D.C. So the administration, again, is being very strong on this. We have partnerships not only with the Department of Justice, but the Department of Interior as well, who also have similar properties. We want to make sure that there's a coordinated whole-of-government approach as we look towards not only July 4th, but we look towards any other time period after that. We want to make sure that our facilities are protected, the statutes and monuments on those facilities are protected, and of course the people that work in those buildings are protected as well. And so again, the department's leaning in and pre-deploying what we call rapid response teams or rapid deployment teams to these areas.
So, Mr. Secretary, it's no doubt about it. Every year we usually talk to you about a terror attack on America's birthday because people want to take us down. Now we're worried about attacks from our own people on America's birthday. Yet, in New York City, there seems to have been a terror attack on one police officer as he took a knife to the neck right in the middle of this mayhem. Where does Al-Qaeda, ISIS fall in line with with Americans looking to attack symbols of our country?
Well, you're exactly right. I think we have domestic extremists here in the U.S. that we are certainly seeing over the past month or so. We always have to be aware of our foreign adversaries, whether it's Al-Qaeda or ISIS or others, that are going to take advantage of what they see going on here in the U.S. and try to capitalize and try to what we call be violent opportunists. So we're certainly very focused on that. We don't see any specific intel, but there's always the potential for that. But we are, again, very, very focused on what we see as really violent extremists and violent anarchists here in the country. And we've said it again, and we'll keep saying it, is we're not going to let these individuals who clearly hate this country continue to terrorize and go after the destruction of federal property, federal monuments. We're here to stop them.
Okay, Secretary Wolf, thanks so much for joining us.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.